Over the past couple of weeks, Labour have been trying to rewrite recent economic history. The first of their claims is that their policies have got us through this recession. But in a week when we're all looking back at the collapse of Lehman Brothers, it's important we get the true story of the past 12 months straight. First, yes, we had to rescue the banks. At our party conference last year, we said we would support the government in all the necessary action they had to take to save the financial system from meltdown. That is why we backed the package of capital injections and guarantees and liquidity operations that prevented the collapse of the banking system. For the government to say we oppose this action is just transparent nonsense. Second, around the world, but particularly in the UK, it has been the unprecedented monetary stimulus that is helping to lift us out of recession. For an economy like the UK, with the largest private sector debt burden of any major economy in history, lower interest costs are by far the most powerful tool we have to stimulate demand, to prevent defaults, and to help households and businesses to start paying down debt. That is why we advocated monetary activism with fiscal responsibility. The Bank of England's rate cuts are saving British households more than £30 billion a year in interest payments. And it's why we would have gone further with a £50 billion national loan guarantee scheme to underpin loans to businesses. This policy alone would have made the recession shorter and shallower. Third, Labour's small schemes, often briefed out to great fanfare, have been a quiet flop. Remember the mortgage rescue scheme? That's been taken up by just 15 families. What about the Capital for Enterprise Fund? That has been used by 2 companies. And their guarantee of asset-backed securities? Anyone? It's not even active. And fourth, what about Labour's big scheme, or what Gordon Brown calls his massive fiscal stimulus? Let us be clear. The Conservatives have consistently argued that in those countries that could afford it, a well-targeted fiscal stimulus could be a sensible part of the policy response. As we've said, this is about fixing the roof when the sun is shining, so you're covered when it rains. But because we entered this recession with the largest budget deficit of any major economy, we simply couldn't afford that. Gordon Brown's fiscal stimulus also failed another vital test because it was so poorly targeted. We said at the time that cutting VAT when the shops are already reducing prices would be a monumental waste of money. And I'm sorry to say, but I believe we were proved right.